Shalom, CFOIC Heartland friends. I am Maya Berretta in Karnei Shomron, Israel. Welcome to another episode of my series, Meet a Pioneer, where I interview modern-day pioneers settling Judea and Samaria, the Biblical Heartland. Join me. Hi, we are here with Ari Otis. He's a resident of the Hebron Hills area and also the administrator for Taneh Omarim, a community in Hebron Hills. Hi, Ari. Thanks for joining us.
Hi Maya, and hi everyone.
So tell me, where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Petach Tikva, some city in the outskirts of Tel Aviv, in the center of Israel.
And you moved from there to the Gush Katif.
Right. We got married, Orit and my wife and I. We got married as young teenagers when I was a soldier, 20 years old. And both of us grew up in Petach Tikva. We met there. We were friends for a few years before we got married. And we both decided we want to move to somewhere very different, either the Golan Heights or the Gaza Strip. That's two places we fell in love with them. We knew we don't want to live in the city. And also for Zionist reasons, we wanted to go to a new place to establish a new area.
Let's go back a little bit and talk about why did you choose you wanted to go there? What is the biblical connection to that area?
A few months before I got into the army, I went to volunteer in the greenhouses in Gush Katif. And I felt like I was in heaven, like on the beach. You see the picture in my background. That's from Gush Katif. That's the beach in Gush Katif. It was called, I think there was a headline once in the New York Times, the Hawaii of the Middle East. That's the way they called Gush Katif. And we love the view there, the scenery, and also the people. Very nice communities, very nice people, very warm people. And that's where we decided to live from the first day right after the wedding in Katif, the community named Katif in Gush Katif. Not a very big community, but a very warm, very nice people, very nice place. And at first we lived there for 4 years. And after 4 years, one of my neighbors came over and said, what about a new challenge? There's a very small community of 3 families on the beach of Gush Katif named Tel Katifa, and they need some help to grow. Maybe we can go a group of 5 families from here from Katif. We'll go for a year or 2 or something like that and help them out till they can stand by themselves. And we said, that's a good idea. We feel like we need a challenge. And we liked the place. Tel Katifa was really on the beach. And we went for a year that became 6 years. And in those 6 years, we built our house on the beach there. And we had 6 kids that were born in those years. Those 6 years ended because of the expulsion from the Gaza Strip, from Gush Katif. Not a lot of people know, just like the picture in my background, Gush Katif, the footsteps of our ancestors, of Abraham and Isaac, were there on that beach. When the Bible mentions that they were in the land of Gerar, that's the area. And the entrance to Gush Katif was an Arab village named Khirbet el Grara, which immediately jumps as the biblical name of Gerar, where Avimelech was the king of that area. And that was the place where they dug the wells, and they had Isaac had his the fields there.
Tell me about life there. What was life there for you, other than living on the beach? And you mentioned living on the beach.
It was really like living, in a place. I said the Hawaii of the Middle East. Everything was very nice, but also the people were very kind to each other. It was like a big family living together. Every time we met, either in a grocery store or in the supermarket, in the bank, it was like talking with family. People helping each other. No crime at all. I could leave my keys in the car, and then the car open for the whole day. Not worrying about anything, not locking the houses. Was very, and so Tel Katifa was on the beach, so like we had the kids playing in the sand the whole day. It was like having a playground right outside your house. And that was life. Kids were, we both grew up in the city, and we felt that was the best place to raise our children.
When did things start not feeling so great over there, not so safe?
Well, the whole time we knew that who our neighbors were and how much they love us or not. But we knew that, and we came already after the first Intifada. But the 5 last years in Gush Katif were really hard. A lot of terror attacks, also on the communities themselves, also bombshells and rockets fired towards us. Also on the road, the main road towards going into Gush Katif, a lot of terror attacks. I don't know how many of you remember those different very terrible attacks, losing kids and adults. But side of that, I'll have to tell you that in Tel Katifa, we didn't feel that. That was like the backyard of that place, and we didn't have any, thank God, for a long time, we didn't have any attacks there, and we felt very quiet. And everyone had a lot of different miracles happening to them. And I want to tell you, if we have some time, about a great miracle we had something like a year and a half before the expulsion. We came back at night from a wedding from one of the other communities in Gush Katif, and turning into the road leading towards Tel Katifa, a 4-kilometer road, enjoying the view of the beach and the quiet night. So we started to see these flashes and hear these gunshots, and I immediately understood that we got into this terror attack. And I told my wife Ori to duck down, and I tried to escape as soon as I could. Didn't see the terrorist, but after another moment, I see a terrorist standing on the road ahead of me, shooting with a Kalashnikov, shooting more and more bullets towards me. I was ducking down, and I tried to run over him, but he jumped aside, and I just passed by him and ran towards Tel Katifa. We started to understand the big miracle that we had, because we found the spot where they shot on my van, big van I got from work, and we saw there a bunch of like 35 shells, bullet shells, shot towards our van, and we are not hit at all. And after 2 other minutes, we found also an RPG rocket that was fired towards our van, and for some reason it just fell by the road and didn't explode. And that was the feeling we had that night, is that God stood right between the terrorists and us, and as he was like our shield, protecting us. And instead of feeling any fear or anything bad, we felt very good. We felt that we knew we had the confidence we were in the best hands that are taking care of us and protecting us. And I think that was like the best message I could have gotten from God a year and a half before the expulsion, because that prepared us to understand that no matter what happens, we know that God's thinking of the best for us. And we know that he's leading everything. At the day of the expulsion, they came to our community of Tel Katifa. About 5,000 soldiers came to take us out of our homes. And they knew we were not going to fight them. We didn't want to do that. We did a ceremony of saying goodbye to the place and saying thank you to God for having the privilege of living there and being there.
How did you decide to move to the Hebron Hills? What brought you there?
So 2 weeks after the expulsion, we had a visit of an official from the Jewish agency. I knew him before. We worked together, when I was the administrator of the high school in Gush Katif. And he came to visit just to see how we're doing, not with any request, anything, any suggestion, just to come to say hello. And I said to him, his name was Hanoch. I said, Hanoch, what's your next challenge? We need a challenge. Look at the people here. They're sitting here with no jobs, different farmers, different people that are just sitting here, and are miserable and gave up on their future. We need a new challenge. What's the next place you need to build a community? And he ran to the car and took out from his car a bag with a map. He opened the map and he said, this is a region Prime Minister Sharon planned a few years ago of new communities in the Negev. We need people to start these communities. And very, very quick, we took I took my friends, we went to tour there, and we decided we want to build our communities there. So after 8 years in Shekef, we felt that we need a bigger challenge than that. And then we decided to move to the Hebron Hills to start a new community there. And at that time, they asked me to become the administrator of the community of Tene Omarim, which also here in Tene Omarim, we have a small community of people from Gush Katif, from a community named Morag. And I felt that there's a great challenge here. Tene Omarim was both secular and religious people, and helping them living together and building this place, the great potential here of lots of dunams of square lands of state land that we can build on. I felt this is a great challenge that I felt that I can help. I can help to make them move to the next step or make a few more steps.
What are some of the challenges you had to deal with as the administrator of Tene Omarim?
So I can divide it to two, because there are also the inner challenges of the community, how to make them also happy with this place, and also living together peacefully and doing a lot of activities together. But also challenges from the neighbors out our community, the neighbors, the Arabs living around us. They had a lot of terror attacks on the road towards Tene Omarim or on the fences of Tene Omarim. When I talk about terror attacks, I'm talking about also gunfires, like my own story on cars, and also fires that were with Molotov cocktails thrown towards the houses of the community here. And also 6 years ago, a terrorist that came close to one of the houses to the farmers here and tried to stab him. People were very worried about having these terror attacks and terrorists, and also burglaries. Not only on terror, but getting close to their houses. People wouldn't sleep quietly, and for years we were asking the Army and the Ministry of Defense to give us a stronger fence and cameras, but they never found the budget, and it was never important enough for them. You heard about Sandra and the CFOIC organization, and we contacted her and we said we need help with cameras. We need to have smart cameras surrounding all around 360 degrees of Tene Omarim to watch our community and to make people feel better, more confidence, more secure. And she helped us make this dream come true with a great contribution, a great donation that helps. It works. We stopped. No one gets close to the fences of the community. People feel much more secure, and we feel very grateful to the CFOIC for this great change that you helped us to do here in this place.
Thank you very much, Ari. Thank you for your story.
I hope you enjoyed that film. And we have lots more film content and emails and articles that I'm sure you will enjoy as well. Check out our website at CFOIC.com and subscribe to our newsletter. You can do that right from the homepage. I know you will really enjoy the content that will land in your inbox on a regular basis. Hope to see you soon.